The milk steaming process can be broken down into two distinct halves. The first is when we're actively making bubbles and swirling them into the milk. This is called aeration, or stretching. Aerating will eventually increase the volume in our pitcher by 20 to 50% depending on the beverage we're making, all before the milk reaches your body's temperature, roughly 100 degrees Fahrenheit. The second half is when we stop adding bubbles and simply mix in the bubbles we've made, while continuing to heat the milk to our desired temperature. This helps to integrate all of those tiny bubbles for perfect microfoam. Milk sugars are very sensitive. Steamed milk should be between 140 and 155 degrees Fahrenheit, depending on the beverage, to keep it nice and sweet. Going above 160 degrees Fahrenheit spoils the flavor. Think cooked eggs. Not a great pairing with coffee, right? We'll want to use a thermometer until our hands become reliable milk temperature gauges. Start by filling your pitcher with cold milk. Use about 20% less than the recipe calls for to allow room for aeration. Then, give your steam wand a quick burst of steam to purge any water or residue. Purging is important to do every single time you go to steam milk. Now, position your steam wand at a 10 to 20 degree angle. Submerge the wand tip to just below the surface, slightly off-center, to create a swirling whirlpool. In one fluid movement, open the steam valve completely and return your left hand to the pitcher so that both hands are on the pitcher. Now, gently lower the pitcher until you hear a paper tearing sound. Now, we're aerating. If you're hearing more of a TV static sound, you're adding too much air. Raise the pitcher slightly. If you're hearing more of an intermittent chirping, you're not adding enough air. Lower the pitcher slightly. For a latte, aerate for about 2 to 3 seconds. For a cappuccino, go for 3 to 4 seconds. Once the pitcher is about body temperature according to the palm of your hand, gently submerge the tip back under the surface to continue the vortex until it's too hot to touch for more than a second. Turn off the steam before removing the pitcher. Immediately wipe the wand with your dedicated milk towel and purge it again. Next, groom your milk by lightly tapping the pitcher on the counter to pop any large bubbles and swirling it to recombine the microfoam. Pour immediately to prevent the foam from separating. Once your milk texture is consistent, it's time to practice pouring latte art.